Good morning, everybody. We've got one more meeting left. I thought I'd just check in and tell you what truth I'm meditating on today. I was reading John 15 to myself today, and there is a section in the beginning, verse 3, that made me pause. You are cleansed and pruned already because of the word which I have given you. A lot of times I read past that verse, and today I had to stop and thank God that He has cleansed me and pruned me already, and that I merely need to believe the word that He's given me, that I died on a cross. And so out of thanking Him for that, I went over to Romans 11:24, because I remembered that Paul was talking about branches and pruning and olive trees. And so I went over to Romans 11:24, and this is what I read. I'm going to give you some of the pickings I got from this verse from several different translations. Okay? Romans 11:24 says, "For if you have been cut from what is by nature a wild olive tree." Now, a wild olive tree would just be grown out there kind of randomly wherever it fell on the ground. It's susceptible to pests and birds digging it up. It's susceptible to the rain and all the different, the hot sun. Nobody's taking care of it. It's taking care of itself. However, it can produce fruit. Birds come and take the fruit away. It's just out there by itself. And it has no government other than it's whatever it has inside of it, which isn't good. So, for I have been cut from what is by nature a wild olive tree, and against nature I was grafted into a cultivated olive tree. Against nature. This is what the cross produced. It went against nature. It went against the natural order of what your body says and how it responds to the environment. It goes against the nature of your emotions and how they respond to stimulus that would normally send somebody into a stress panic. It goes against that. The cross, the work it did, it went against nature. It went against the natural order of things. The way nature's supposed to behave in your body, it went against that and cut us off from that. Against nature, we were grafted into a cultivated olive tree. If I'm cultivated, that means there's a farmer. That means there's an olive tree grower, and his name is God, the Father. And in his Son, he put me into this good olive tree, this good stock that can only produce good fruit, and he cultivates it. He prunes dead branches off. He waters it. He protects it from the frost. He puts special protection over it so that birds can't come and take my fruit. He cultivates it. He takes good care of it. Okay, these are some of the pickings I got from different translations. I'm going to read you some of the phrases that really caught my eye. If I have been cut from what is by nature a wild olive tree and grafted into a cultivated olive tree, I'm put into the parent stock. I've been placed, grafted in, and become one with the parent stem. Capital P, parent. Okay, here's some more. I've been cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and contrary to nature, I was grafted into the good olive tree. I am part of a good tree, the parent tree. What I am is coming from the Father. In the West it says, it was God's benevolent kindness upon the condition that you continue to remain in and abide by his benevolent kindness. What is this saying to me? It says, continue to remain in and abide in this truth, that I have been removed from one olive tree that was left to itself to try to produce something out in the wild under all the environmental stressors. And instead, I've been grafted by God's benevolent kindness into the good parent stock, his own tree. And out of that, he's producing fruit in me. It says in Romans 11:15 through 22, in the West, it says, since the root is holy, also the branches. Because the root in which I've been placed is holy, I am nothing but holy. I have already been rendered holy by becoming one. By the Father's own hand, he made me one with this root that is holy. So I am holy, the branch. It also says later on in that verse, in Romans 11:15 through 22. I became joint partaker with the Jewish people of the root of the fatness of the olive, and this root is sustaining me. By faith, I stand in that olive tree. I wanted to encourage you with truth today that you are one with the parent tree. You have been put in the root system that carries the fatness of the olive, that you've been taken out of a wild tree with shallow root systems out in the wild by God's benevolent kindness. You were removed from that tree, and against everything that nature says, the Father grafted you into himself through his Son and put you in the root that is holy. And out of that, he is cultivating you. He is cultivating this tree system. He's cultivating it to produce fruit. He's taking care of it. He's giving it all the fatness of the olive that it needs for the day, and it's sustaining you. And by faith, I'm standing in that olive tree today. I'm going grocery shopping in that olive tree today. I'm going to make a good dinner for my family out of that olive tree today. I'm doing my banking and my checkbook by that olive tree today, and I'm seeing my future from this olive tree today. And I know that because the Father himself is cultivating it, he's parenting it, that I'm going to produce fruit that will abide and last. So have a great day.